Mm-hmm.
This one can go just slightly towards the back.
Right, you want me to go somewhere? Okay.
So, yeah, a little bit closer. Yeah, like okay. Maybe just a little bit further back so that people there can see. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
You haven't switched off your messages that are coming through.
Sorry?
Do you want to do it? Sorry, airplane mode.
No, it's fine. It's the Wi-Fi's on, but everything else is off. No,
Will
it's fine.
Marieke be standing?
Yeah.
Marieke will be here.
Oh, then it's perfect. Yeah.
I think it is.
Great.
Spot on.
And we are live, by the way.
Oh yeah.
20 past.
One more.
This one.
Yes. I do have a cream jacket. Or is this okay? I'm just wearing a scarf. Thanks, because the jacket's hot.
Yes.
You must be cooking.
Yes, that's fine.
No, I'm
All right.
ready.
What's the time, by the way?
Sorry, I don't wear a watch. Anybody got the time?
No. De mensen wat niet kan meer, ik zijn 30 mensen vanaf. Very cool.
22 minutes past. Okay, so should I start getting people closer or what?
I think in a few minutes.
Okay, all right. Are you going to do that?
You can do that. Do you want me to?
Yes, yeah.
We have to move this. There's no point keeping this here. We have to do that. This is good. This is good.
Brief. See now.
So where will your mum?
We need to put a jacket on.
Yeah. So Tim is not going to sit there anymore.
Okay.
Oh, you're right.
Well, then we can move your chair a little bit closer to your good lady.
All right.
There we go.
Okay.
So that you're not so bad. So, there you go.
Position in the middle.
Oh, there you go.
He's taller than you.
Yes, I think
How did that happen?
he grew up.
Thanks.
Is it better from that side?
I can pull this one up.
Sylvan, I'm Patrick. Lovely to meet you. I'm the dude for the ceremony. Yes. No.
Hello.
Absolutely.
So, how are you?
Good.
Okay?
Yeah.
Nervous?
Well, I had a little bit of gas, but it's gone now.
Yeah, okay.
I just had a few shots of
And I mean, and this, so just the way they've landscaped it is just stunning. I love the combination. I love those olive trees with the cypresses in between. And all of these oaks that are around here, and these poplar trees. Yes, I've done quite a few ceremonies there. Good. I will you too.
I think it's full already. Yeah. Hey, hi. Good and you?
Are you ready? I think that
Daar.
in the front.
Something like that.
Wie doet de telefoon?
Nee, dat is
Maar big sis, ja?
Let's not make each other cry.
Volgens mij moeten wij gewoon naar de andere kant. Volgens mij zijn het gewoon niet genoeg stoelen. Jullie zijn gewoon familie. Ja? Ja, je mag gewoon overal vullen. I don't know. Daar nog twee, hier nog twee, 4, 5. Ja, die is er nu.
So Tim, you've got the rings, have you?
I do.
Okay. So when I ask you, they're both in the same box.
Yes, they are.
So you'll come and stand here. When I call you up, you'll just open it so people can see it, like this. I'll be there. I'll sprinkle it with a bit of water, and but you must turn so that they can see what's happening. I'll sprinkle it.
How many do you need?
Okay.
All right.
Ja, maar
Don't steal my surprise. Yeah, I'm still gonna do it.
Well, he better know. There's only one guy needing though. We were told. We were instructed by our son.
Thanks, hon.
Yes.
Can you just hold this for a second, maybe? Does she want another slip? Yeah. Finish it if you like.
So I presume that we are going to have this unplugged. If you want people to have their phones. Of course,
At least on the airplane.
you've got Tim doing stuff, yeah?
Are we ready? Give a signal. Yeah. Yeah.
You were early,
Ready
eh?
to
You
start.
didn't live up to your word.
Yeah, but there's a reason for it.
They threatened you with death.
Where's he going?
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting closer to the time. Just a wee word about mobile phones and iPads and all of that. Please make sure they are switched off and put away. We have professional photographers, so none of you please take photographs in the sense that they want you present, okay, not behind the eye of a phone or an iPad or anything like that, okay? If your phone rings during the ceremony, there will be a fine of €1,000. She'll go towards their honeymoon. If you're feeling generous, let it ring. Otherwise, please switch off. Dank u wel. Dank you. Thank you.
Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
This side, say hello.
Hoi. Dag. Dag Nederland.
it's all about, waiting.
Oh, waiting.
Waiting.
Where's she coming?
That's what it's all about.
Oh yeah, maar mogen we.
When she comes from?
She's coming there.
Oh, right. Ready?
Okay, give your sister a kiss, Matthias. Give her a kiss. Okay, shake hands with this young man here. Right. Okay, just stand there for a moment. Step forward and bring your bride forward here. Marieke, come forward. There we are. And receive your bride. And you're going to stand this side. You're going to turn right around and face everybody. One of them sort the dress out. Turn that way. Other way. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Okay. And no. Keep going, Marieke. Come over here, please. Come over here. There we go. That's lovely. Okay. Sort the dress out. And folks, while both Marieke and Sacha are standing here, Matthias just wants to say a couple of words to them.
Dear Marieke and Sacha, today is going to be an amazing day for the two of you, for me, and for a lot of people with us here, both near and far away. But before I let you off to your big moment, I would like to humbly ask you to make this one final promise to me before I let you off to the big moment. Now start off with Marieke. Will you promise to me that you take very good care of Sacha, that you'll be there for him, and you'll be ready to fire him up and get him going whenever he needs to, but also to cut him some slack every now and then, just to give him a break every once. But also to try and find or make the time in the day to just take good care of yourself as well, and to take a moment every now and then to just stand still and appreciate who you are and where you are. Will you promise me that?
Absoluut.
Then I am ready to give you away. Sacha.
Sir.
Will you promise to me, as a brother, but also soon as your brother, to take very good care of Marieke, to also help her where she needs, to rein her in just a little bit when she starts firing up, and to help her steadily ground her feet when she needs to. But also, just like her, every now and then, just take a moment for yourself and also take good care of yourself. And take a moment every now and then to just stand still, breathe, and also appreciate yourself and who you are and where you are. Can you promise me that?
I can.
Then you have permission to marry my sister.
Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Well done.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Well, I must tell you, there were times there that I was close to tears when Matthijs was talking. There were other times that I was quite intimidated because he said, "You will look after Marieke," okay? And I was expecting an "or else," okay, to follow. Thank you, Matthijs, for those very beautiful words. And of course, I think you've done the sermon, the preek. I don't need to do anything more. Folks, welcome to each and every single one of you. My name is Patrick, a good Latin name, a name that's common in France, and of course the Irish have stolen it and think that it is their own name. But that's besides the point. Ek is 'n goeie boereseentjie from Africa, from South Africa. It's my great joy and honor to be part of this celebration today in this magnificent setting where we are. I believe that all of you come from 6 different countries around the world. I believe also that this is the first time in 10 years that you've had so many of your family, of the Dorosnes, over here together, by mekaar, so to speak. And so what a time to do that, but at somebody's wedding. I was also looking around and trying to identify people. Where are you from? Like I saw that chap over there, Ronnie, and I said, "Are you from Finland?" Okay. And I looked around and I saw these 2 tall guys over here, and I said, "You know, something happened to the water and the milk in Holland in the mid-80s, that all the Dutchmen are suddenly 7 foot tall." And it's been quite amazing for me. But with all of that, you have come, each of you, from your own space. Each of you have come from the place where you are in love with somebody. You have perhaps left some of them behind, and you have come to the bottom tip of Africa, to darkest Africa, to celebrate the gift of love. And when we look around you, all we can think of is creativity. All we can think of is the beauty of nature. But none of that compares to the beauty of this woman who stands before us today. Marieke, when I first met you, I was smitten. But today I am, as we say locally, gone flats. Okay? And when you came down that aisle, thank goodness that this aisle is solid stone, because this guy's knees were already shaking when he saw you come. Ladies and gentlemen, a clap for our beautiful bride and her handsome groom, Marieke and Sacha. Now, we were talking about how the ceremony was going to go on and what was going to happen and how long it was going to be. And of course, the first question I asked when we were talking about time was, what time was dinner? So I would know how long I could preek and do my thing. But I just want to ask now, do you want to get rid of that bouquet, or is it helping you keep yourself together with yourself there?
It's helping now.
Okay, all right. Whenever you want to get rid of it, Sana is over there to receive it from you over there. We were discussing what were we going to do by way of a reading. Were we going to do a bit of poetry, something that was romantic, you know? Or were we going to do some prose from some famous author, writer, whatever it might be, philosopher? And we decided we would do something that was a little bit of the heart, but most especially something that was real. Because, after all, we do have an IT guy here and a medic, and you couldn't get anything more real than that in life. And so we chose an Austrian author by the name of Rainer Maria Rilke, and he had these words to say. for one human being to love another human being, that is perhaps the most difficult task that has been entrusted to us. The ultimate task, the final test and proof, the work for which all other work is merely preparation. Loving does not at first mean merging and surrendering and uniting with another person. It is rather a high inducement for the individual to ripen, to become world in him or herself for the sake of another person. It is a great and demanding claim on them and calls them to vast distances. Well, I don't know what you think, but for me, that sums it all up. If you want to be in a relationship that is healthy, in a relationship that is increasingly being enriched, if you want to be in a relationship that is challenging, because we are changing, if you want to be in a relationship that is evolving into something that you never thought possible in the most wonderful of ways, if you want all of that, then you have to do some of this. Very often, on the romantic side, I know we've just passed Valentine's Day, so I hope you all had a good Valentine's Day, and particularly for the ladies, that you were spoiled appropriately, and the guys as well. Don't see why guys should be left out. When we think of the romantic side of things, very often it is the idea that, what are you doing for me? How are you making me happy? I've got all these expectations in life, and I expect you, even though you're attached to that fella, I expect you to fulfill them for me. And somehow or other we know that when people are in that kind of relationship, the relationship uses up what it has, and then it is depleted, it is empty. What Rilke is suggesting is something far more important and far more profound. So how did this all start off? On the 8th of March 2013. And I'm so, in South Africa we use this word, so stoked. And what it means is I'm so impressed, I'm so happy. Because so many of my couples meet where? Online. And it is a wonderful place to meet, because you get rid of all the drama. First of all, you can see a photograph maybe, and you can say, okay. You start looking at what you like about yourself and what you like in a partner. You start talking about what you've done in life, what your interests are, and all of those things are got out of the way until you arrive at that space where the interest is fixed. And for them what it was, the South African Burkie in Amsterdam, and he was online with this woman who had been down at Tygerberg Hospital here in the Cape doing some of your internship or whatever it was you were doing there. And she said she loved Cape Town. And so that was where the spark burst into a little flame. Because it was on that day, on the 8th of March, when finally they got together at this place called Legare, was it? Or Lagar? Okay. In a place called Amstelveen. Okay. And there they were. This poor woman, being a medic, was as sick as a dog. Huh? She, if it was anything else, she would not have gone out. She would have stayed at home and just moped, you know. This fella was there 2 hours beforehand, sitting there waiting. He couldn't wait for this moment. And to describe it in his own words, this is what he had to say. I was seated waiting, and she walked in. I strode towards her and greeted her with a confident, albeit brief kiss on the lips. Nogal. And it is with that confident step that these two started on that journey. Now, both of them have spoken about the idea that, you know, there are differences, and one of the ones that they've highlighted is the cultural difference. Huh? She's a European, he's an African. Okay? I think there's a far bigger difference, and it's standing right in front of you. You got a man, and oy vey, you got a woman. And we go back to Rilke. As Rilke says, as I pick him up from the garden over there, loving does not at first mean merging and surrendering and uniting with another person. All of that romantic stuff. What he's saying is what these two have done extremely well. They have ripened within their own being. Very often when I ask people to write me a little bit about themselves, and they say, my shatsi has made me into this better person. It's not true. What your shatsi has done has created a space, a beautiful space in which you can emerge, in which you can grow, in which you as an individual can reach the full potential that you are capable of reaching. And so, throughout our life's journey, and particularly with our beloved, we ripen. We become world within our own self. But of course, Rilke is not talking about this in an egotistical way. He's not saying, look how great I am. I've done all of this. I'm the best. I'm the biggest. Look at me. I'm sure you all know who I'm thinking of. And in doing that, we close into our own self, our own little world. The sake of ripening, of becoming world within ourselves, is for the sake of our beloved. Now these two, of course, after a couple of years of being together, they came to South Africa and they visited here. You met all the rest of the family and the fandangle. Pun?
Almost.
Oh, yeah, almost all of them. And there is something that both of you have said that fits in with Rilke perfectly. That in all the challenges that they have faced together, it has enabled them to ripen. It has enabled them to grow together in the most beautiful of ways. One of the things he loves about this woman is, of course, that she supports me in my pursuit to make our home somewhat smart. Now, of course, me being a bit dwarf, I didn't know. I thought he'd say, she makes it smart, you know. It looks nice, you know. Nice curtains in there. And then only it dawned on me it's IT smart. Okay. And that you allowed him to do with that. You speak about how the two of you complement one another. And with your cat that sits up in its perch up over there by the window. You speak, Marieke, about things you do together, nice dinners together, exploring new places and new cities, and then just very simply on a weekend having something as ordinary as scrambled eggs, but it draws you together in a way that unites you as one. You say about that fella, I love how he can be confident about his skills, and in brackets she says absolute sexy. I didn't know that IT was sexy, but anyway, there we go. She says, we are a great team. We are crazy about each other, and we are growing ever closer. So folks, here we have an example that we can look up to. An example that we can take in our own life and say, here are two people who, despite their differences, the differences haven't separated them. Rather, their differences have drawn them closer together and has enriched their relationship. And in that organic way, may your journey continue throughout your life's journey together, wonderfully and beautifully. There we are, folks. You paid attention. That hour and a half went by very quickly. Sana, I think you can come and take that bouquet now. It's getting rather heavy. I don't know where I put the other thing, but there we go. And we come now to the more formal side of things, and what we're going to do now is, particularly for those who are not from Europe, you don't realize that when a couple gets married, that they get married twice. There are two marriages that take place. Okay? There's the 30-second legal marriage, which is important, but that's all it is. A legal contract between two people and the government, and there are legal implications, as sterile as that. And then there's arguably the more real marriage, which is the moral, the spiritual one. The one that is all about their love for one another, where they marry each other by exchanging vows. So now I'd like to ask you we're going to do the real one first. Okay, they're both real, but this is for me more real, where you turn now and face one another and just quietly turn and face each other. Yeah, there you go. And just quietly in our presence, I ask you, Sacha, quietly in words, to marry your beautiful bride, Marieke.
Delighted to be standing here today to our dear friends in the loving family to make this commitment to each other. As cheesy as it sounds, you may mean twice the man I
Marieke, I ask you to express your personal vows to your groom, Sacha. No kissing yet? You've got to use these pockets. So there we go. And now, folks, to give you a sense of that very personal and private moment where they exchanged vows and married one another here in our presence, I'm going to ask them now to give a more public sense of that. So please face one another, and Sacha repeats after me. I, Sacha, take you, Marieke,
I, Sacha, take you, Marieke,
to be my wife.
to be my wife.
I promise to be true to you
I promise to be true to you
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will love you and honor you
I will love you and honor you
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
Right. Marieke, in response, I, Marieke, take you, Sacha,
I, Marieke, take you, Sacha,
to be my husband.
be my husband.
I promise to be true to you
I promise to be true to you
in good times and in bad,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health.
I will love you and honor you
I will love you and honor you
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
And ladies and gentlemen, Marieke and Sacha have indeed married each other here in our presence, morally, spiritually. But you remember I spoke about there being two marriages, so I'm now going to ask them to do the side of things. And so as you turn a little bit and face me, there we go, There we go. No, you're fine. You're fine. And Sacha, I ask you, Sacha de Rosner, do you declare that as far as you know, there's no lawful impediment to your proposed marriage with Marieke van Rosmalen here present, and that you call on all here gathered to witness that you take Marieke as your lawful wife? Do you?
I do.
Do you, Marieke van Rosmalen, declare that as far as you know, there's no lawful impediment to your marriage to Sacha de Rosner here present, and that you call on all here gathered to witness that you take Sacha as your lawful husband? Do you?
I do.
There, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes now the legal side. And there we are with the vows and the legal marriage done and dusted. But there is somebody who has also been doing something with the camera, but he has another job besides being the best man and a good buddy to Sacha, and that's Tim, who's our ring bearer. And I'm going to ask him to produce those rings. You do have them?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right. I'm going to bless these rings with water. We know that water is an incredible symbol of the life that we have on planet Earth. Without water, none of nature and the wonder of who we are as human beings would not exist. Water is the very essence of life. And so, as you tap into that ancient source of life, may you continue to give each other life and love. And I bless these rings with love. I bless them with peace. And I bless them with joy. And as always, one for the ring bearer. Right, let's Sacha take Marieke's ring and step back. Sacha, take Marieke's right hand and repeat after me. Marieke, take this ring
Marieke, take this ring.
as a sign of my love
It's a sign of my love
and of my commitment to you.
and of my commitment to you.
Right, put it on. Take Sacha's left hand. Sacha, take as a sign of my love and of my commitment to you. Right, put it on. Nou dames en here, ons kan hulle nou nie langer keer nie. We cannot restrain them any longer. Let's allow them to give each other the first kiss of their married lives. There we go. And in so doing, I have pronounced them husband and wife. Our final blessing before we go and do the signing over there. They've chosen a blessing, part of an Apache wedding blessing. And it goes like this for Marieke and Sacha. May the sun bring you new energy by day. May the moon softly restore you by night. May the rain clear your worries and the breeze blow new strength into your being. And all the days of your lives, may you walk gently through the world and know its beauty. And now, folks, what we're going to do is we're going to go sign the certificate over there. I'm going to ask you to remain seated because we are going to come back here just for a brief moment. So I would like our three witnesses, okay, and Matthijs and Tim, to follow behind me, please. So now,
Sacha.
we could have a little sausage.
Well, there you go. I'm sure you can talk.
And now, folks, as they sit here, they would like to reflect these words to one another, written by Bertrand Russell, the existentialist philosopher, who said, "Today I marry my friend, the one I've laughed with and cried with, the one I have learnt from and shared with, the one I've chosen to support, encourage, and give myself to. Through all the days given us to share, today I have married the one I love." Right. Now witnesses read first. And we can follow on.
Well done, Tim.
Thank you.
Now, ladies and gents, just before we finally let them at you, Sacha would just like to say a few words once his bride is with us and Sana has done her job. Okay. Sacha, are you okay, or would you like a mic?
I just want to say a special thank you to Mom and Dad for allowing this moment to take place, but also a very special thank you to the parents of Marieke, Sana, and Matthijs, who are not able to be here today.
Okay, and so with that in mind, finally, before they walk down the aisle, they would like you to know that this is what their home is like. I'm going to read it in Afrikaans. For those of you from the lowlands, you call it Suid-Afrikaans. Okay, and it goes like this. Marieke and Sacha say with the cat, "In ons huis glo ons in onvoorwaardelike liefde en ons sê jammer as ons verkeerd is. Ons hou hande vas en sing en lag en dans somme sonder musiek. Ons probeer nuwe dinge en ons deel en ons vry. Ons is wie ons is en ons sê wat ons dink. Want ons vergewe mekaar alles en bid en hoop en glo en sit met ons voete op die bank." Ladies and gentlemen, please stand.
clap for our bride.
Okay.
Jonas, do you want to say just a quick goodbye to everybody and then I'll end it?
All right.
So yeah, all yours.
Thanks very much.
Thanks. Dank
All
alle
right.
schatjes thuis.
See you snel. Doei.